Go, she will come. Om Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravidam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Amadeva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Rudeva Deva. Hari Om. We are doing the 9th chapter of Panchadasya of Vidyaranya, where he is discussing the meditation on Aham Brahmasmi that is to be done after studying Vedanta and have clear understanding of the nature of Brahman, and as a aparoksha jnanam, as a paroksha jnanam he has understood. At the same time, he is not able to understand, even though he studied Mahavakyas, not able to internalize I am Brahman because of remaining ragadveshas, and he is not able to concentrate, and that vichara, inquiry, is not able to do it because of the mind is running away into the field. So for him only, and also for some reason which is called adrushta pratibandha, that unforeseen obstacles are there, and that prevents his vichara, that prevents his claiming that I am Brahmasmi through inquiry process. For him, the meditation Aham Brahmasmi is recommended. And what's the difference between the meditation on Aham Brahmasmi versus the knowledge vichara on Aham Brahmasmi? That's being pointed out. A meditation is the kartrutantvam. That means it is depends upon the doer. I can do, I cannot do, I need not do, or I can do another way. Whereas the knowledge is that its vastu tantram doesn't depend upon the individual. He has to prepare his mind, but inquiry has to be done, but knowledge has to come in. That's why it doesn't depend upon him. Therefore, for that the mind has to be purified sufficiently enough for the knowledge to take place, and that's where the problem is. Therefore, even though he is trying to do vichara and the mind is not completely prepared, therefore the knowledge of aparoksha jnanam or Aham Brahmasmi, the understanding as a fact, is not taking place. Therefore, there is a difference between the upasana on Aham Brahmasmi and vichara of the Aham Brahmasmi. Vichara will lead you to jnanam, and jnani is a jivan muktaha, and for him, once you have realized it, then what is the result of it? The result is, that is discussed in the 88th sloka that we'll read now. Maya maya prapanchoyam atma chaitanya rupadruku iti bodho virodaha kaha laukika vyavaharinaha. Together. Maya maya prapanchoyam atma chaitanya rupadruku iti bodho virodaha kaha laukika vyavaharinaha. So ayam prapanchaha maya mayaha. So this world is ayam prapancha, this whole world that I am dealing with is nothing but maya mayam, is pervaded by maya. It exists because of maya, and it is that which maya is nothing but, prakriti is nothing but maya. Prakriti itself is the maya, and maya itself is apparent. Because Brahman being infinite, there cannot be anything other than Brahman. Since there is creation for one who is seeing creation, so there is an apparent force that is creating this plurality. That apparent force is only in Brahman only, because it cannot be away from Brahman. So in Brahman, an apparent force as though arises, and force has a locus, and the locus is Ishvara. So Ishvara is the locus of Maya, and the Maya is essentially an instrument through which the whole universe is appearing, because maya dachena prakrutihi suyate sacharacharam. So under my guidance only the universe is created. So therefore maya mayaha, it is pervaded by maya, and therefore it is prapanchaha. So that which is the whole universe, whole world, Atma Chaitanyam Rupa Druku, whereas this is a inert, Maya is inert, Prapancham is inert, whereas the Atma is of the nature of pure consciousness, of the nature of pure consciousness. Iti Bodha, this is the teaching that he has learned. So Virodaha Kaha Laukika Vyavaharinaha. So what is the problem in his transacting? Because ontological order is different. I am pure consciousness and this is inert. And in dealing with the inert, it is just an instrument that I can use. Just as I am a conscious entity and I can use any instrument that are inert for transaction, like a car or a vehicle, somewhere to go one place to other place. It's an instrument needed for transactions. And what's the problem? There is no viruddham, there is no contradiction in me being a conscious entity and that being a conscious entity. I can use it. So where is the problem of Ajnani versus Jnani? Ajnani thinks I am the instrument because his understanding is I am this. So this is an instrument and I am a subject. So there is a confusion because that's what is due to Ajnanam. Whereas a Jnani knows that I am not this and I am that pure consciousness and this is an instrument that I can use. There is no problem in that. So kaha virodaha. What's the problem in not using it? So a jnani will be transacting like anybody else, but with an understanding that he is only transacting using instruments, including the body, mind and intellect are instruments only. We read 89 now. Apekshate vyavahrutirna apekshate vyavahrutirna prapanchasya vastutam. So apekshate vyavahutihi na prapanchasya vastutam napyatmajajyam kintvesha napyatmajajyam kintvesha sadhananyeva kanshati. Together. Apekshate vyavahrutihi na prapanchasya vastutam napyatmajajyam kintvesha sadhananyeva kanshati. So vyavahrutihi, that is the participation in the vyavahara, in the transactional world of the prapanchasya, of the world, vastutam na apekshate. So the vastutam, the reality of the plurality is not really needed for transactions in the world. For purpose of transactions, I don't need a reality for the world. As long as it is an apparent reality, I can still transact in the world. Just as a dreamer transacts in the dream world, even though dream world is not real. So therefore, in this case of vastutam, the reality of the plurality is not needed, but the plurality is needed for transactions. Without plurality, you cannot transact. Any transaction involves plurality. But I don't, as long as it is apparent plurality, just as one is transacting in the drama, where drama is only drama for entertainment and it's not really real. As we all see any movies, it's not real. So we can watch and entertain, and beauty of the drama is to only for entertainment purpose. So therefore, as long as the drama is going on, one can play the role of an actor, knowing well that's not really real. So vastutam means absolute reality here. Na apekshate is not expected for transactional world. One can still act. Atmajajyam, so this self has to be inert. Apinaha, that's also not expected. In fact, for transaction, if I am transacting, I had to be conscious entity only. And no need for me to be unconscious entity. Unconscious entity cannot transact. So therefore, the Api Chaitanyam only. Atma Chaitanyam should be, Atma Jadyam cannot be. So one need not be inert, and the consciousness need not be absolute, the world need not be absolutely real. Apina kintu, because Yesha sadhanani eva kanchati. So because they are only the participation is only, what is required is only sadhanani, instruments are required for transactions, and eva kanchati is only what is expected there. Nothing else. So in order to play the drama, what do I need? I need actors, obviously. I need a stage. So actors obviously are conscious entities. Unconscious entity chairs do not act themselves. So unconscious entities cannot act. And he is acting with the world of stage that is being, all the instruments are there, and mic system, all those things are there, and those are required for transactional purposes only. There is no problem in that. So implication is jnani can transact in the world just like anybody, because there are a lot of wrong notions that once he has jnanam is not there, therefore he is no more transacting. Only the whatever transacting is only the vision of the ajnani only sees that jnani is acting, but jnani has gone. So Jnani has not gone, Jnani has understood that he is not acting in spite of acting. That's what Jnanam is. So even though instruments are acting, he can take the role of I am an actor, at the same time not really an actor, in the sense that he is not accountable for the action. That's what has to be understood. So even though he is acting karmani akarmayah paschet, so he is performing action, at the same time not performing an action. That shift in the understanding is there, and that is because of from the higher level of reality he is not acting, from the transactional world he is acting. So both are possible for a jnani, and there is no problem in that. So he is talking about what are the instruments of action. So karmendriyas are going to be talked about here. Manova kaya tad manova kaya tad bahya padartha sadhananitam tattvavinnopamrudnati vyavaharosya no kutaha. Together. Manova kaya tad bahya padartha sadhananitam tattvavinnopamrudnati vyavaharosya no kutaha. So manaha va kaya tad bahya padarthaha. So here the inner instruments and outer the padarthas, outer the things that need to be transacted with are there, outer objects are there. So in order to transact, manaha, mind is required. So mind is there whenever there is a transactions, or mind is in the unfolded stage. That means it is ready to act. That is in the waking stage and the dream state. Mind is required, and speech is required for transacting through the speech. Kaya, the body is required, and including all the indriyas and all that are required for purpose of transacting. And therefore tad bhakya padarthani, and corresponding objects outside. So manaha, mind can only transact with the subtle things. That means to understanding what the indriyas are bringing in information, it forms a thought process, and that is what essentially mind is. And mind makes also the other, translating the thoughts into speech, and the actions also is done by the mind. Manaha vakaya, and corresponding the panipada also included, and tad bhakya padarthani, corresponding outer objects. So for the speech you have somebody to listen to. You cannot talk soliloquy, but there is someone to listen to that for you to speak. So therefore there is the instrument and corresponding objects also are there. Sadhanani, or instruments of transactions. Tattvavitu, the wise man, to these instruments, na upamurdnati. So he does not destroy the instrument by gaining the knowledge. So when we say neti neti, there is no destruction of the world of plurality. It is a pure knowledge. Knowledge does not destroy, only it destroys the ignorance, and therefore now I had notion that I am this. That notion is removed because I know what I am, and this belongs to the Prakriti. So anything this objectifiable entity is part of the Prakriti. Prakriti is nothing but Vaya, Prapancha and all that. So therefore, I am the subject and this is an object. Subject-object duality will be existing within the transactional world. The understanding is I am the subject and also I am the adhishtanam of the objects too. So a Tattvamasi statement is I am that also. I am not that is initially, where I am excluding who is a conscious entity, the subject, and when I am including that also, that means I am the adhishtanam, the substratum, or the very basis for the whole universe too. So therefore, understanding it, Tattvavit, so the one who is a knower of that, the wise man, tan to these instruments, na upamudnati, he does not destroy in the realization that aham brahmasmi. Remember, aham brahmasmi means ekameva advitiyam, one without a second. So it is an understanding that I am one without a second. At the same time, I am seeing the second, because the second that is seen is only mithya. So a jnani knows this is a whole world, including transactions. The whole vyavaharika satyam is only a mithya, is not really real, but apparently real for purpose of transactions. Just as drama, the actors are transacting in the drama, even though it's not really real. So mano vak kaya tad bahya padarthaha sadhanani tan. So there are essentially instruments for interacting with the world, and tattvavitu is the knowledge does not destroy the instruments nor the world also. So a realized person does see the world, does transact the world, and does everything exactly like a ajnani, but he is not affected by the world. So questioning simple example is Krishna realized or not? If Krishna is able to transact in the world from birth to death, he killed left and right all the Rakshasas, and therefore, and also gave a Gitopadesa. So he is able to do all that, not from the Ajnani's point, from the Krishna point also. He is doing all the performance of action at the same time. He is not doing also. And we already said, he's called Adi Brahmacharini Namaha. He is eternal Brahmachari in spite of he has married so many, because the situation has to be that he has to marry because of the girls who are left without, the parents don't want back, and the Rakshasas stole so many girls, and so they have nowhere to go, therefore he accepted them. So as a compassionate, he was giving a shelter for them, but himself is not a doer. Therefore, he says, I am a doer, at the same time I am not a doer. That is the understanding of the wise person. So tattvavit na murdnati. So vyavaharasya nokutaha. So what is the problem in transacting? Because our instruments are there, he is there, transaction world is there, and he can act in the way knowing very well he is not bound by it, because he is asangaha, untouched by the activities, in contrast to ajnani. Do 91 now. Upamurdnati chittam se, upamurdnati chittam se, jhayasaunatu tattvavit, jhata saunatu tattvavit, upamurdnatu chittam se, jhata saunatu tattvavit, na buddhim mardayam drushtaha, na buddhim mardayam drushtaha, ghatatattvasya veditam, Ghatatasvasya vedita. So he is an analogy of a pot meditation. So when I am meditating on the pot, when the pot is not there, I cannot meditate. That's the problem there. So without that present, I cannot do meditation. Whereas the knowledge is different from the pot meditation. Pot knowledge is different from pot meditation. How? Even though when the pot, I have seen the pot and I have understood it's a pot. Now even if you remove that, I have knowledge of pot doesn't disappear. The same way, a jnani can transact in the world, knowing very well that Aham Brahmasmi. At the same time, he is seeing the plurality where his subject is different from an object. So the jnanam, knowledge, does not destroy the subject-object duality at the transactional level. So what is the problem? There is no problem in the principle as long as the knowledge is there. Knowledge is different from the meditation on a pot or something else, because as long as the pot is there, I am able to meditate. Any upasana requires an ideal for me to do puja, and if the ideal is not there, then I have to do only manasika puja but not kayaka. So this is depends upon the difference between a meditation and the knowledge. So here says Chittam upamudnati ched. If the consciousness is also negated, Chittam is the upamudna. If negated, then for such a person, jata, a meditator, nadi, not certainly is there. So there is no meditator anymore. Also for the mind to contemplate on it. So there has to be a mind and the object for meditation. Tattvavitu, for the knower of the knowledge, Ghatatattvasya, of the nature of the pot, Vedita buddhihi, he knows through the intellect. So Mardayan na drushtaha. So by not seeing it is not, the knowledge does not get destroyed by the mind. So even though while meditating I need the object, but once the knowledge takes place, then even when the object is not there, the knowledge remains. Same way, whether the world is there or not there, knowledge remains all the time. So the question that's posed is, does jnani, how does he sleep? How does he sleep in deep sleep state? Does he have knowledge or not knowledge? So how does he sleep in the deep sleep state? So if you ask jnani, say, how did you sleep in the deep sleep state? I slept very well. So what did you see in the deep sleep state? I don't know. Where were you? I don't know. What were you doing? I don't know. But I slept very well. Same answer is given by the ajnani also. So is the sleep of a jnani and ajnani remains the same? The problem is the jnanam is in the mind. So when the mind is folded, even the jnanam is also folded state. So therefore there is no subject-object duality knowledge there. That's what folding of the mind means. So therefore there is no I don't know, is only I don't know subject-object duality. That is the transactional world. Whereas the knowledge, whatever the knowledge was there, it is there in the potential form. Just as a chemistry professor, when he sleeps with the knowledge of the chemistry only. Even though in the deep sleep state he cannot tell you anything at all. If he tells, he is not sleeping obviously. He has no knowledge of the chemistry, or the knower of chemistry also is not there. Yet at the same time, all that as soon as he gets up, the mind unfolds and the knowledge of chemistry is also there. If he is not there, then he has to study again chemistry. Same way, a jnani sleeps as a jnani, but he has an ajnanam of subject-object duality just as anybody else, because for that mind has to be operating. So now jnanam is in the folded state for a jnani, and for a ajnani, ajnanam is in the folded state. That's also to be understood. We'll do 92. Sakrut prachaya matrena gatasched bhasate sada. स्वप्रकाशोऽयमात्मा किं स्वप्रकाशोऽयमात्मा किं घटवच्च न भासते घटवच्च न भासते. So घटः, so this spot, Sakrut Pratyaya Matrena, by knowing once, Sakrut Pratyaya Matrena, by knowing once clearly that this is a pot. How do I know? Through attributive knowledge. By its attributes that I can know this is a pot because of this shape and color, and if I am transacting with it, and then I have a transactional knowledge because I brought water in the pot. So all that remains because it is a knowledge based on clear understanding also. Sakrut Pratyaya Matrena, but knowing once, Sada Bhasate is always known. I know pot all the time. I may not remember, that's a different, memory is different from knowledge. So, hey, I have seen this before, is there something, because it might not have registered in my memory clearly, that's a separate. And also, as a function of time, the memory goes down, not the knowledge. Then somebody reminds it, then it suddenly clicks, yes, I think I knew before it. I forgot about it, but I knew it. Same way, knowledge also. So here, because of memory is different. Memory can be pratibandha, there may be an obstacle in memory. That's why a lot of people know in the subject outside, but in the exam they forget it because the mind is so much agitated, is not able to recollect that memory. So the problem is not able to keep the mind calm, quiet in the examination for it to, so the memory to function properly. That's a problem with that. If there is no memory at all, and then if you want, then there is nothing to remember. There, you won't know in the subject in the exam or outside the exam also you won't know. That's a separate. But some people have a problem of not able to remember in the exam, even though outside the exam they know. So the problem there is not the studying more, but problem is that he has to make the mind calm and quiet, and that's important too. But here it's a different problem. Sakrut Pratyaya Matrena, by once I understand this is a pot, this is a chair, this is a table, I have a clear understanding of it, then Gatachet Bhasate Sada. So the object of understanding remains. So the Sada Bhasati is always known. If it says like that, Ayamatma Swaprakasha Kim Gatavat Nacha Bhasati. So Ayamatma, I am Brahmasmi, Swaprakasha, it is self-effulgent. Therefore, Kim Gatavat, like I know this spot, then I remember, I have the knowledge of it. So I know I am the Brahman, then why doesn't it remain with me? Nacha Bhasati, why is it not known? So it's not known, why is it not, even though I understood in the class, but I'm not able to recollect. It's not only because of agitations in the mind. Where are the agitations? Because of raga dveshas. Where are because of my vasanas. There are remaining vasanas or pratibandhas, obstacles that prevent my recollection of the knowledge all the time. That's what the problem here is. Same way, a student who has studied very well at home, not able to recollect in the exam because of pratibandha, because of the obstacle. What's the obstacle there? The obstacle is that his mind is agitated, and the agitation of that prevents the recollection from the memory clearly. Therefore, he doesn't remember even though he studied. He may be sweating and all that, and in that excitement he forgets what he has learned also. But again he remembers afterwards. So therefore, the pratibandhas is the one that prevents it. Same occurs in the also knowledge that Aham Brahmasmi, there are pratibandhas, and that's what the whole chapter is dealing with. Swaprakasho yamatma kim gatavachana bhasate. So there is why do I need to do meditation on this self-meditation? Only because of pratibandha. We discussed that. Now, 93 now. Swaprakashataya kinte tad buddhis tattva vedanam tad buddhistattvavedanam buddhischa nasyeti buddhischa nasyeti setyam tulyam ghatadishu setyam tulyam ghatadishu. Together. Swaprakashataya kimte tad buddhistattvavedanam buddhischa nasyeti set yam tulyam ghatadivatu. So another doubt is arising. So prakashataya, being self is self-effulgent. So take him, what are you going to achieve by that? What do you achieve? Because it is a swayam prakasha. That's a question here. What did you achieve by knowing that I am swayam prakashataya, by being self-effulgent? Says tat buddhihi, thought of Brahman, tat vedanam, and the nature of knowledge of Brahman, cha buddhihi, the thought, shananasya, is destroyed every moment, iti chet, I am ghatadishu tulyam, then it is similar to knowledge of the pot. So here is a question, there is a difference between the knowledge and upasana. Upasana has to be done continuously, because if the object of the upasana disappears, then I cannot do it. But here, remember, Brahman is all the time there. So at least object means understanding that object is everywhere has to be there at least. Otherwise I get lost in the transactional world, forget the upasana. But here says I am all the time conscious and I understand it and I have a knowledge of it, then that knowledge will not disappear even while transacting, whereas the meditation becomes if the object of meditation is not there, then one cannot concentrate on it. But whereas Brahman, object of meditation is all the time, but at least I should be forcefully think about it, then the presence of the Brahman is recognized, otherwise it's not recognized. 94. Gatado nischite buddhihi, gatado nischite buddhihi, nasyatveva gata yada ghataha, nasyatveva gata yada ghataha, ishto netam tada sakya, ishto netam tada sakya, iti chet samamatmani, iti chet samamatmani. Together. Gatado nischite buddhihi, nasyatvevam gata yada gataha, ishto netam tada sakya, iti chet samaatmani. So gatado, pot, etc. So any other object. Nischite, once known clearly. Yadha buddhihi, the pot thought. Nasyati eva, it will never get destroyed. So the statement here is that whenever I see object clearly, when I understand it clearly, and that knowledge will not disappear even though pot disappear. So knowledge of even the objective world is not going to change if I have clear understanding of the object. So tada, then ishtagataha, the concerned pot, netum sakyam iti ched. So it cannot have the disappearance of the pot cannot be there. If that is your point, samam atmani, same thing applies to atma also. So atmani samam is explained in the how is explained in the next sloka, but understanding is, if I understand that I am the atma, aham atma means aham brahmasmi, atma, and I know self, but I know self not as a self, but I know self as I am this. But if I understood the self as this self, which is nothing but self is the Brahman, if I have clear understanding of it, it will also not go away. So therefore it will remains with me. Then you say, why do I have to do meditation? Meditation is I am not able to abide in the knowledge that I am this. It's only the pratibandhas, obstacles are there to not be able to recollect that all the time. As we said, in the student in the examination, although he knows everything, he is not able to write examination paper because the mind is agitated when there is an obstacle for recollection. So obstacle for recollection for Aham Brahmasmi is my Ragadveshas or adrushta obstacles, that which I cannot point out but is preventing me to internalize that Aham Brahmasmi. And this is explained in the next sloka. Nischitya sakrudatmanam Nischitya sakrudatmanam Yadapeksha tadaivatam Yadapeksha tadaivatam Vaktum mantum tadadhyatum Vaktum mantum tadadhyatum Saknotyeva hi tattvavitu Saknotyeva hi tattvavitu. Together. Nischitya sakrudatmanam Yadapeksha tadaivatam Vaktum mantum tadadhyatum Saknotyeva hi tattvavitu. So he Atmanam to the self, Sakrut Nischitya. Once I have realized that I am Brahmasmi, Tattvavitu, that Jnani, one who has understood that Aham Brahmasmi is a Jivan Mukta. So Yada, whenever, Apeksha, whenever it is needed, Tada eva, then and there itself, Tam, that Aham Brahmasmi is Vaktum, Mantum, Tadadhyayam, Shaknoti eva. So he can recollect any time, any momentarily, by just blinking of the eyes, that to talk about it, to Mantum think about it, to meditate about it, or Shaknoti eva. So he is capable of doing anything at any time once he has a clear understanding that I am Brahman. So it is same way, like once I know I am part, I can immediately recollect anywhere, anything, as long as there are no obstacles for the mind. If the obstacles can be, I can be in the deep sleep state. So Nidra is one obstacle, and Murcha is another obstacle, or unconsciousness can be one obstacle. This can happen even to a Jnani also. Then its obstacle is something to do with the problem with the mind, not with the knowledge. He has a clear knowledge and can be expressed, and Vaktum and Mantum Tadadhyatum Shaknoti eva. So for that, mind should be operating, the body should be operating for him to transact with the knowledge or communicate that knowledge. Otherwise, he may be deeply in the deep sleep state with the Jnanam only. 96. Upasaka ivadhyayam Upasaka ivadhyayam Laukikam vismarejyadi Laukikam vismarejyadi Vismaratveva sadhyanad Vismaratveva sadhyanad Vismrutihi natu vedanat Vismrutihi natu vedanat. Together. Upasaka ivadhyayam Laukikam vismarejyadi Vismaratveva sadhyanad Vismrutihi natu vedanat. So Upasaka iva, just like the meditator, Dhyayan, while meditating on that, a wise person also, Laukikam, the worldly activities, yadi if Vismaret, he forgets that, Vismarati eva, let him forget. When he is doing in the meditation that Aham Brahmasmi, suppose he forgets the world, let him forget. It's only Mithya only. So therefore there is no problem also. Just like I am concentrating on something and I forget the rest of the world also. That's what happens. Everybody can do deep meditation, particularly when they are so much interested in the sports or in the things that they love. Then they forget the rest of the world and keep on spending. Because in olden days, we used to go to parties, they used to play, they were, I don't know how to play, but they were playing the cards, but they went on playing on 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, because there's so much involved, they forget the concept of time, everything else also. But that's why they go parties also. Anyway, Vismaret eva. So, Upasaka eva, like meditator, Jayan, while meditating, Laukikam on the worldly activities, Yadi Vismaret, Yadi he forgets, let it be Vismarati eva, let him forget. So, however, saw that Vismrutihi, forgetfulness, Dhyanat, due to meditation, na Vedanat, is not due to lack of knowledge, but due to covering of the mind for something else. So, therefore, he can transact in the world as they're called Atmarati and Atmakrida. Well, he can be in the meditation and reveling on that, or he may be transacting in the world and at the same time in the background he knows Aham Brahmasmi. So this is what we did. So we'll come back and do 97. With this we stop. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.